Welcome, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Society Chat. While our training prepared us to be colorectal surgeons, we often stop to ask ourselves if it's prepared us to be leaders. For that reason and more, ASCRS has created the Surgical Leadership Institute. Here with us today to discuss the 2024 ASCRS Surgical Leadership Institute is Dr. Sharon Stein and Kirsten Wilkins. Welcome to Society Chat.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So Dr. Stein, can you tell our audience what is the Surgical Leadership Institute and why did we create it?
Well, thanks so much. I think what you just said was so true, right? If you think about the amount of time we learned honing our craft in terms of technical skill, in terms of the clinical acumen that we needed in order to be really great surgeons, by the time we're done, we have a lot of time in that, and we don't spend the same amount of time doing professional development, learning how to be leaders, how to lead a team, how to take people through, how to manage conflict, all of those types of things. And if you think about it, if you're a program director or you're a chair or a division chief, most of your time is spent dealing with issues that are interpersonal issues. What we want to do is we really want to see our members just thrive in this area, become great leaders. And all of us are leaders, whether we have a formal leadership role or not. You lead patients through their diagnoses, you lead your team in the operating room and clinically, and then some of us have formal leadership roles as well. And so this Leadership Institute was really created so that all of us can understand how to do that the best, understand ourselves, understand our colleagues, and understand how to manage situations. And it's just really exciting to be a part of this effort.
So, Dr. Wilkins, who should attend the Surgical Leadership Institute and what should they expect to get out of it?
Yeah, so as Dr. Stein was just saying, all of us have the benefit of learning more about leadership, and it doesn't matter, where you are in your career. I would encourage everyone to consider attending, whether you be a colorectal fellow, you're early in practice, you're mid-career, or even later in your career where you think about transitioning to a new position. I think, this course is going to focus really on communication, knowing your worth, how to negotiate. And I think this would be beneficial for anybody at any phase. So the young people who are going to be looking for jobs, how to negotiate a new job. If you don't have a formal leadership position, just, how do you communicate better with your OR staff to have things run more smoothly? How do you communicate with your office staff to make it a better environment for all? And certainly, I think it'd be very useful for people who are trying to advance their careers, whether or not they want to go from, being a colorectal division chief to a chair of surgery or some sort of administrative role that they haven't done before. So I think it'd be beneficial for everyone. And I would not encourage, if the younger folks feel a little intimidated to attend, I think you're the perfect people to attend. And you're never too young, never too old to learn something new. So I would encourage everyone to participate.
Very true. Very true. Dr. Stein, give us a little preview into this year's program. How is it built on last year's program, and how is it different than last year?
Well, you can come to this program and engage, and you can have been there last year and you can come back this year, and it will be completely different information. One of the really important elements that we haven't touched on yet is actually the opportunity to network, right? And especially for people who want to take a leadership role in our society, want to get to know people in our society, we are going to be, while there are going to be great amounts of information, there's a huge amount of time that we're going to spend in small groups. So you're going to walk away with a whole bunch of new colleagues and new friends, people you didn't know before. We're going to go back and forth and do like a personality testing and a personality information session. So not only will you know something about yourself, but you'll also be able to recognize people with different personalities types. If you want a little preview, you can listen to the webinar that we did last week, which was just terrific with past presidents. We're going to talk about creating a vision. All of us need a vision. All of us need a direction to go in. And we're going to talk about how do you set yours that's really appropriate for you individually, not because it's what everyone else is doing, but because it really speaks to you and what you want to do. We're going to talk about the value of a surgeon. How do you actually figure out what your value is to an institution? How do you negotiate and talk to different people about your value so that you can negotiate for your salary, so that you can negotiate for different programming that you need for your patients. And we're going to talk about communications. How do you communicate with people of different communication styles? All of that. We have a fabulous lineup of speakers. And in addition, I think you're just going to get to know other members of the society in a whole new way and walk away with just a whole group of new friends, which is just really fun and exciting. Oh, and I will mention, it can't be beat to go to La Jolla in the beginning of February, especially if you live in Cleveland, Ohio, like myself. It's a great place to go.
Fair enough. All right. So Dr. Wilkins, you attended last year. You've been involved in the development of this year's program. What are you most looking forward to? What makes this special for you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be special because like Dr. Stein said, we've really tried to make it a little bit different this year, make it very interactive. So there's going to be a lot of small group interactions. We have 3 excellent keynote speakers who are going to be coming, who are from outside of the colorectal world. So last year we had a lot of our own ASCRS leaders. And then based on some of the feedback that we got last year, people wanted to see a little bit things different. So we brought in people from the outside. We also have some industry partners who are going to be bringing interesting perspectives on, again, how do you negotiate? The experts in their field in terms of that. So just a little bit of a different perspective. So I think that'll be very interesting. And again, we have a lot of small group activities that are planned. So not so much constant didactics and talk after talk, but really delving deep. And like Dr. Stein said, opportunities to really have those small groups. So I think it's going to be exciting and just building on what we had, last year. And you didn't have to attend last year to have this be beneficial either. So again, I would encourage people to consider attending.
Having watched you two develop this year's program, having been involved in last year's program, I think this is an outstanding step forward, and I think it's something that is very valuable to our members. So Dr. Stein, can you tell us a little bit more as far as when this is, where it is, and how can our audience learn more and register for the event?
Well, beautiful La Jolla, California, just outside of San Diego. So you can fly in from into San Diego and spend part of the weekend with us, Friday, Saturday, February 2nd and 3rd, and then, hang out on Sunday and go surfing or something like that, or go see the sea lions out in La Jolla. And we are going to put things, there should be information that comes out with this broadcast that tells you where to go, or you can look on our website and find it, or feel free to contact any of us. We can't wait to see you there.
Well, thank you two. You've done an outstanding job. We look forward to it. This is an opportunity, I think, for all members across the spectrum, whether they're new in practice, mid-career, or even nearing sort of the pinnacle of their career. But I think these are all lessons that we can use every day, and look forward to the meeting in La Jolla. So thank you and good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. And remember, this is your specialty, and ASCRS is your society. You are part of this legacy of surgeons who have made our specialty what it is today. See you next time.